Hello, everyone. We're still waiting for my partner in crime, so why don't we do a little bit of the crossword while we're waiting? Let's see. I hope everybody's having a good morning. Let's see. Let's change this to pre show rambles. Okay. Okay. If you're new here, if just on the off chance that somebody new is watching us live, there is a link to the crossword in the chat. It is a group crossword, so as long as you go to the link and enter an answer in the chat, you'll see on the side there's a chat. You just enter an answer and it'll show up in the puzzle. Um, I know three down, by the way, but I don't know how to spell it. So if anybody knows how to spell three down, feel free to put it in. Let's see. Five down, otoscope user for short. That would be an ENT, ear, nose, throat. Let's see. Six down, black top material. That would be tar. I'm trying to take a page. Ooh, I must have spelled it wrong. Part of the problem is that I can't see the chat on the side is very tiny for my vision, and I can't see when I have misspelled something, mistyped something. Let's see. But I'm taking a page from the Daily Solve and just talking through as I do the crossword. Um, I find the Daily Solve very soothing. I listen to it while I'm doing other stuff, kind of like you guys do with this. And it's soothing to listen to Chris Remo talk through his answers. There you are, Ronald. Good morning. Let's see, seven down. One that may be situated near a hot spring. That would be a spa. Let's see. See, words before rebuttal. I wonder if that would be UC. No, no, no. Because you put nape in, so of course that's not right. Okay. Let's see. Connoisseur of used tissues and old banana peels. Was that a trash goblin? It's a trash something. Okay. Oh, rebuttal. Would that be yes, but there we go. Let's see. 22 across. Buzzer with a question mark, which means it's sort of a pun. That would be a B. Okay, nine down. Like kids after eating chocolate often. The answer is hyper, although they have disproved that kids get hyper after eating chocolate, but people still believe that. Let's see. Nine across. Oh, Hyatt. I kept trying to make Hilton fit in there. Sheraton competitor. I kept trying to make Hilton fit in there, and I couldn't think of another hotel. Hyatt. There we go. Seeing the Y in hyper made me think of Hyatt. Let's see. Switch over screens and see if nope, my daughter's not here yet. Okie dokie. Let's see. For some reason, normally I'd set up the link for the upcoming next week's thing and for next week's live stream, so it's sitting there. And I went there this morning and it wasn't there, and I'm like, what? What on earth? Excuse me, I'm having my breakfast while we wait for Artemis/Maya, because if I do not eat, my stomach will hurt. I was at 2 a.m. because I did not eat enough yesterday. At 2 a.m. eating M&Ms so that I did not have to get out of bed to go get food. The crazy thing is that I feel like I'm eating all the time. I think I have slowly tried to talk myself into better eating habits, and that combined with not having much of an appetite has made me think that I'm eating more than I'm eating. Okay. Aziz Ansari is 11 down, 12 down, blank the line. That would be toed the line. Okay. Let's see. Did I look at the wrong one? I thought that was 12 down. Okay. 13 down. Painted metalware, 12 down. I don't know what that is. Let's see. 16 across. Only you. Is that a band from the 80s? Yazoo? I was right. Okay. Okay. Contour of used tissues and old banana peels. Trash. Not Trash Panda. Trash. What's 10 down? Oh, I do not know. Jane Austen's last letter with a question mark. That would be Z because she's British and the British say Z. Trash file. Well, see, that to me, that should have been trash O file. If that's what they were going for, because isn't it when somebody's a file of something, it's like Anglophile, it's an O. Whatever. Let's see. 24 across. Condom with a question mark. I would say spill guard, but there's an extra letter in there, so an extra 2 letters, so spill guard won't work. Oh. I think Artemis is almost ready, but I would let him. Let's see, 30 across. That blank choy, that's got to be bok choy. Let's see. I'm giving Ronald a run for his money only because I started before him. Let's see. 35 across. I was going to type Andy DeFranco, Ronald. You got there before me. 24 down. Let's see. Organization for High Rollers. I have no idea. 25 down. Becoming a British Knight. 26 down. What you might have to make if Waze messes up. Oh, that would be a U-turn.
If you want to catch up to Ronald, you need to start in a place where Ronald is not also solving clues.
Very funny.
Start from the bottom and work your way up. That's what I do.
Well, I'm ahead of him so far, but only because I started the puzzle before he got here.
Yeah, if you guys are working in the same space, though, it's only a matter of time before you guys start filling in places where each other are.
71 across. Award for athletes. That's an SB. Let's see. Scratched. I don't know that one. Kelly with an intense cameo on Broad City. Oh, that would be Ripa. Okay. I've never watched Broad City, but Kelly Ripa fit in there. Time wise and letter wise. Let's see. Gutter site. I don't know. 66 across. Company for which Arthur Anderson once consulted. I do not know. 63 across. Trans Am roof option. Oh, is that a T-top? Helps to be old when doing these puzzles, I guess. 58 across. Puxatawny groundhog sick of the same damn routine every year. Well, I know the end of it is filled, but I don't know what the beginning of it would be. 53. Dogfish Head Brew. That would be an IPA. Okay, Artemis, are you ready to get this show on the road?
I'm pulling in the Instagram. I was working on it while you guys are doing the crossword.
Okay, done with that yawning.
I am not feeling quite the thing today.
Well, I never am on Wednesday morning, yet here we are. Let's see. 49 across. Ooh, I don't know that. 46 across.
All right, I've got my Instagram preview is up. So whenever we are ready.
Okay. Are you ready? Have you brought them in?
Not yet. I was waiting for you to get rid of the crossword. All right. I'm clicking the button in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday Coffee Klatsch. If you are new here, I am Dani, and today I am the wilted woman, and this is my partner in crime,
Artemis, the fatigued. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Not just like sleepy tired, just like existentially tired. I'm so tired.
and we'll get into that in a moment. But for those who are new here, we talk about everything and nothing, but we start with yarn because that's what our subscribers come here for. We are your audible ambiance, your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you are soaking the ring around the collar off your work shirts, if you are doing the dishes, trying to keep yourself sane because you spend all day with nothing but children, and in particular you, I see you there. I know your daddy set that courting candle to a long wick because he's trying to get you married off before he dies. And I know you don't want to get married because you want to keep your job as a bookwoman.
I'm not a bookwoman.
I'm telling you here from the future, that man ain't going to last past the honeymoon. He's going to die of a heart attack. So don't you worry. He'll be gone soon enough and you'll get your job back. Don't you worry about it.
You can stay a bookwoman. A learned woman, as they say.
No, she's a bookwoman. She takes the books around the hills for the people to learn how to read and write.
She's the library lady?
She's the bookwoman. They don't know nothing about no library. She's the bookwoman.
We need to get into these books that you are reading right now. But first, what are we starting with? I forgot how we do this.
Yeah, I'm not going to finish that book because it is depressing, but what are we starting with? We are starting as we always start these days, the yarny crafty thoughts that our people come here for.
Yes.
I am, while you're getting before we start the yarny crafty thoughts, quickly, what are you eating, drinking?
Eating nothing. Drinking water.
Okay, I had a banana while doing crossword. I am halfway done with my strawberry yogurt.
Oh, we've got an extra coffee
and,
person today.
and I am drinking cold brew that I made myself from that Dominican coffee that fell off the truck. And I made it in the fridge myself, and I've got caramel macchiato creamer in it today.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yes. So that's what we're working with today to try to wake us up.
Yeah, I got to get some kind of coffee because the other day I had a migraine and I think it may have just been caffeine withdrawals because I didn't have it. I usually have a coffee every day and I didn't have a coffee that day because I was busy and my head was killing me.
No. That's part of why I started doing the cold brew because A, we have like 8 more bricks of this coffee to use up, and B, it's getting to like it's supposed to be 90 today. Ooh. And so the hot, even though I normally drink hot coffee during hot weather, I don't mind because I feel like having the coffee hot, that delivery service makes me feel like I woke up. If that makes sense. I know it's just me because people, drink Mountain Dew for their caffeine, whatever. I feel like I have to have a hot beverage, but I'm trying to do the iced coffee because now that it's getting hot and I am a woman of a certain age, by the time I get to the 3rd sip of that hot coffee, the hot flashes start. And so it's not quite as bad if I drink the cold coffee.
Yeah, I drink iced coffee year round just because most of the time it tastes better to me because it tastes like a little bit sweeter without having to add a bunch of extra sweetener because it's cold. I don't know, science. But also it takes so long for me to finish a coffee. I'd rather have like a watered down iced coffee than a cold what's supposed to be hot coffee.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, so for the Yarny Crafty Thoughts, why don't I, since you're barely awake, why don't I just go ahead and start with mine right quick because I have nothing.
I have 2 things to show.
So I have nothing. So this may be a short video, although we say that every week and it doesn't happen, but
because we could talk to the moon and back. We could talk for England.
Yes, we could talk for England. My favorite expression. But okay, so here I am still it doesn't look like much, but I'm chugging away. It could have been more, but what happened was I got these things.
What are those?
Right quick. I went ahead and bought the pack of things because I thought, I'm gonna try to and that goes into what else I put on the list about what I wanted to talk about. Okay. I never really paid much attention to tension.
Me either.
When people talk, you see people when they talk about knitting and crocheting, they're like, okay, to get the right tension, wrap it under here and then go clockwise around there and do all these complicated wraps around their fingers to hold the yarn. Okay, me holding the yarn, this is me. You see yarn?
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, you don't even go around your pinky?
No. That's all I do.
I go around my pinky because it gets a little loose.
That's all I've ever done. Because I started out knitting English, which means, and the way I was taught by my Nana, because I guess I was young. I don't do all that. I guess I was young and, the dexterity issue. The way I learned, let me see if I can even do this anymore because it's been years. Because I switched to continental because my hands were starting to hurt, my right hand. But let me get this up enough to show you. Okay, I used to hold the yarn in this hand. Okay, I don't know if it'll be easy to show you or not. But I used to hold it in this hand. I would would put the hook in there. There's no way for me to show you, but I would put it in there.
Yeah.
And I would put both needles in this hand.
And wrap it around?
I would wrap it around and then do it. Okay. This is a little more complicated because I've got 2 strands here. But yeah, I would just put it in, put both in this hand, and then wrap it around like this and do it.
That's so much work.
Exactly. And it got to a point where this hand was really starting to hurt. I think it was after I broke my arm or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or not broke, but sprained when I fell off a chair. That's a long time ago. But so I learned how to do continental, thinking that if I could get this hand involved a little bit, that it would help. And it did. I do knit faster, but I still only do this. The only tension is, you see how
between your index and middle finger,
how my hands are just kind of holding it up against this needle here. That is the most tension this ever gets. And that's just because I have to hold the needle anyway. But because I am doing, as you can see, I've got 2 strands, I am doing double knitting.
Yeah.
The having to do the purl thing, I have to like take my hand and wrap it around, and that's slowing me down. So I thought if I could get one of these tensioning things, then it would like make it a little bit tighter, and then I could just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth without doing all this with this.
Okay. But
I can't. I had one brief moment yesterday where I finally got these things to work for me, and I was zipping down the row, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and I had to take the thing off my hand, and then
you couldn't figure out where to put it again.
I couldn't figure out how to get it back just right, and then when I tried to get it back just right last night, I was struggling with it so much that I pulled some of the back stitches off, and I was still knitting the front stitches, and I thought I was knitting the back stitches. And then I looked at it, and there was all these greens and there was no browns. And then I was starting to drop stitches. So I had to get the crochet hook. No. That's why the crochet hook is.
And go and pick the stitches back up.
And then undo all the green stitches I did so that I could, because there's supposed to be a brown between every green on my needle to work.
Oh no.
It was a hot mess. But I spent $10 for this pack, and I'm trying to tell myself it was worth it because
you got 40 sets of needles. Just get some needles and some spare yarn and like practice with something else so you can figure out where you need to put it, and then switch over to the project that you're working on.
But I bought these because I bought this pack because it had this mainly 3 different kinds of tensioning rings, and I couldn't decide which ones I wanted. And so I bought this pack for $10 that had all 3 kinds, and then whichever one works, right? Mm-hmm. So I got this kind, which I thought was going to be the best one.
Yeah.
You see, it's got the little things in there, and it's supposed to, put your different yarns in between there and put it on your finger. Well, number one, the yarns are super loose in here, so it doesn't do much of anything as far as tensioning. Number 2, this ring is so tight.
Oh, it's so tiny. It's a kid's ring.
Do you see this?
It's so little.
It is clamping my finger meat. Do you see it?
Not the finger meat. It's a child's ring.
And all of them in there are the same size.
All of them?
Yes. So these are not worth anything to me. Maybe somebody who has smaller hands than me. Mm-hmm. Like your sister. I'm going to give these to your sister, Sydney.
But your hands are not that big, though.
Well, I got a little bit of meat on my fingers, though. But, okay. So then I've got these. It came with two of them. These are called Norwegian yarn thimbles.
Okay.
It came with two of them. You can see this one is clearly
so small.
That's as far as it'll go.
So
that helps me not. This one fits better, and this is the one that I had the most hope for. But once I start knitting with it, it starts to twirl around like this.
Oh. Well, that looks like it's just a what am I trying to say?
It won't stay. Go any further down, so that's as far, that doesn't work.
So pause for a second. We were glitching out a little bit, but that looks like it's just a wire. You might be able to just tighten the wires, like tighten one of the wires so that it fits where you need it to.
Maybe I'll look at that. Mm-hmm. But then the third option, and this is the option that I had that has the most promise so far. And quite honestly, these are pretty to me, so I would wear these as rings. And so that makes it worth the $10, even if that's what I'm telling myself anyway. Are these?
Oh, see, those are the kind that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I always see online.
Yeah, I have these are the peacock ones. You can get ones with kitty cat heads and all that other kind of stuff. These are the peacock ones. But, I almost dropped one. But as you can see, if they don't work, they fit, so I can wear them. I can wear them as rings.
You could be a ring guy like me, even though I have only one ring on today.
I have no jewelry whatsoever, and I'm trying to. When I was younger, there was kind of a bias against costume jewelry, and I don't know whether that was just cultural or my mother, because my mother would never wear anything that wasn't fake, that wasn't real. I mean, so I picked up that bias, and so I'm trying to get over that to buy some cheapy stuff, because I figured out that's one of the reasons that my outfits always look unfinished compared to other.
Because there's no accessories.
Because I have no accessories, because I always try to buy, I don't buy real jewelry because I'm not one of those people. I don't want to spend that kind of money on, diamonds and pearls. And I don't buy costume jewelry because I have that bias planted in my head from childhood that if it's not real, don't buy it. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry.
You're good.
Oh, I need to turn my.
Yeah, I think the only ring that I have that has a real jewel in it right now is this one that I got at Faye Nectar, and it's meant to look like a tree with moss on it. But that's a Herkimer diamond, which is not a real diamond. It's a quartz, but it like grows in this shape that's shaped like a diamond, which is why they call it that. But it's very nice. I've been wearing it for a while. I got it from my friend at Faye Nectar.
But these work. This is the one that worked for me. I can get it on my finger fine, and not so much this finger. I think this finger's fatter than this finger, but and this is the one that I was using that worked, and I was going good, and then I went to the bathroom.
And then you took it off?
And I took it off, and then I went back to the other one, the Norwegian wire one, and that's where I messed up all my stitches and had to pick everything. So I'm going to go back to trying this one. Even though this one's meant for a single strand of yarn, what I had done was like the one yarn, I had it under this part, and then the other yarn, I had it under this part, and that was working. But I just can't remember how I did it.
So you got to do some playing around.
Because when I tried to rewrap it properly up here, I couldn't get it right. So I'm going to try it again. But I've also got two of them. So my other thought was, because some people do double knitting with one yarn in this hand and one yarn in this hand. And so I might use both rings and put them, and see if that speeds me up. So that's where I am. I'm
Okay.
still I'm still enjoying the project, which has always been an issue with me, where I get tired of the project and want to work on something else.
Well, enjoying
Although
or not, you're not allowed to switch anymore. So, because we locked in, the audience and I agree.
I I have been tempted by another blanket. It's called the 6-day star blanket.
I've been seeing so many people talking about the 6-day star blanket. I first saw Girly Pop on YouTube who does the like, here's 50
Amazing
summer
Page.
crochet patterns. Thank
Amazing
you.
Page. That's the first place I
Yes.
heard about it. I watched her video.
Yeah, she's the first one that I saw, and then I started seeing it because I was like, this feels like a familiar thing. This feels like something that like it maybe is recirculating or something, because I feel like I thought I had heard of it before, but she was doing it, and then I see a bunch of other people are like, oh, is this just like a new pattern for this or something?
No,
Maybe
it's just like, because I went to the lady's website, and yeah, she's been doing that pattern since like 2011 or something.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's gotten popular off and on, and she's made some. She has like the original one that went viral, and then she's made some different patterns based on it, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I was looking at it because I'm trying to decide. We found out the gender of my coworker's baby. We had a little because obviously we're party store, and so we there's a baby shower section, and so she went and bought one of the like gender reveal like guessing charts, and it looks like ice cream. So there's 2 ice cream cones, and you either put a blue cone if you think it's a boy or a pink cone if you think it's a girl. And me and 2 other coworkers are the only ones that voted for girl, and it turned out it was a girl. Psychic. I'm like, I knew it. I felt it in my heart. But so we know the gender of the baby now, and so I'm trying to decide if I want to make her either a baby blanket, which will take forever, and I don't know why I'm even saying that. I hate making blankets, but it's like simple and easy, or a baby sweater and then make her like a bandana to match the sweater. My only thought process is I don't want to spend forever making a baby sweater that the baby's going to grow out of in like 3 weeks. Because babies like grow like wildfire. And I don't want to spend all this time making something that they can only wear for like 10 minutes. I don't know. So,
well, I mean, the option is you either make something that the baby can wear right away, or you make something that the baby can wear. I tend to make something that's like 1 year size, because according to sizing, 6 months, at least my babies were full robust babies, and they came out fitting 6 month size at birth. So I've always thought at 6 month size really being newborn, and newborn size really being preemie. So I tend to make something 1 year size, because most of the people who give stuff that you can use right now. And so I try to give something that they can use a little bit further.
Yes. Okay.
So,
yeah, I might do that then. Make just like a 1 year size.
And since you prefer crochet to knitting, that Mila sweater, remember, that I made?
Yeah.
That's a cute one.
I was thinking about that, or there was just like a cute little like ripple sweater that looks super easy. I'm gonna see if I can pull up the pattern real quick.
That sounds good.
Because it looks super easy, and if I get like a nice like ombre yarn or something, or like a red heart stripes, let's see if I can find it real quick. I have Ravelry pulled up.
Archie special.
Is this? Yeah, this is the one I was looking at. Let's pull up the
best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time.
Best time to wear a striped sweater. Yeah, I saw that in the chat. It's all the time. Okay. How do I share my screen? I forget how to do any of this because I'm professional. And then I just do that. This is the one that I was looking at.
Okay.
Because it looks like it would be super
Oh,
easy, super
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
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 And if I
I've never
do
seen
like an
that one.
ombre yarn or something, I was just Googling, like as soon as they revealed it in the, and see, that's not a
Oh, yeah.
baby, that's a
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
I love this one.
Yeah.
So I
And the
think if I
shape
get,
is similar. The shape is similar to the Mila.
uh-huh. But it looks like it's
But
all,
it looks like it would be simpler. Yeah, because it's all of a piece. It looks simple. You need to send me that one because that's cute.
sure. We'll put it in the links and stuff. Maybe. I'll leave the tab open.
Can you
Not
not
like
send it to me on Ravelry?
Can I? Oh, I forgot we're friends on Reverie. I can. But we also should maybe put the link in the thing. Are we where how do I oh no. I'll figure out how to send it to you on Ravelry in a minute. We are in the middle of a live stream. But yeah, what else did you have to show? You were showing your tension rings and your thing?
Yeah, all I had was darn it.
What are you doing?
All I had was a coloring page. That was all.
Okay, well let's see the coloring page.
That was all.
Let us see it.
But no, I was gonna show.
Okay, she's got her I'm working face on.
I do not have an I'm working face. Shut up.
You do.
Shut up. Shut up. That's the Mila sweater. That's the Mila sweater.
So and it's similar, yeah.
But this one has more. It's a little more structured.
Yeah.
With the sleeves and the ruffles. Yours looks like it'd be easier to do.
Yeah, I'll probably do the one that I've got if I do a sweater. Because I also am still trying to keep up with like market stuff. So this is going to be just a bonus thing that I work on in the background. So I want something easy that I can pick up and knock out. Honestly, hopefully in like a day or two. Now I just got to figure out the problem with there being a yarn labeled baby yarn makes me feel like I cannot use any other yarn for baby products.
And that is false.
Okay, so I can just use some cute worsted yarn for this baby sweater. Because in my head, I'm going to use worsted weight yarn for the baby, and then the baby it's just going to tear their skin off of their bones, and they're going to ruin the baby.
No. I mean, a lot of times baby yarn is a little bit softer. Although, to be honest, Red Heart has come a long way over the years.
Yeah, I'm not going to use my scratchiest Red Heart.
Yeah, Red Heart does not feel but like this is Red Heart that I'm using for this. And maybe I've just got old dead hands, but this does not feel as scratchy as I remember Red Heart feeling 15, 20 years ago.
The only ones that I get now that do still feel scratchy are the white. Something about the way they have to bleach that white or whatever makes it feel so rough.
Yeah, and I can understand that.
But other than the white, the rest of the colors don't feel scratchy at all.
I can definitely understand that. Okay, the only other thing that I've done this week, welcome to kindergarten coloring time. I'm going to show you what I started because I'm not going to finish it.
You're not going to finish it?
Well, I started, back when I first got into coloring, I used colored pencils because that's what I thought people did. And so I bought colored pencils, but it didn't give me the satisfaction that I liked. And I eventually moved on to gel pens, but I bought a cheap set of gel pens that ran out super quick after like 2 pictures. And so I end up buying proper markers, the Crayola fine liners that are only available on Amazon, but I like those. But I still have the colored
Color
pencils staring at me from the drawer, and I thought, well, I'll do another picture with colored pencils. And so I started this one.
Okay.
But I'm not happy with it. Because,
fine.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the true artists can work magic with colored pencils because they do all this shading and layering and stuff like that, and the colored pencils look really nice. The way I do, oh, that is funny. The Puxatawny Phil answer on the crossword was bitter Phil.
Huh? I don't get it.
It says where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I was trying to read the clue and I can't find it. Puxatawny groundhog who is sick of the same damn routine every year.
Oh, the groundhog's name is
Phil, so now he's Puxatawny Phil, so now he's a bitter Phil. But what I was saying was that I just can't get the richness of color that I like.
That
colored pencils.
That's also partially probably because you have Crayola colored pencils. The ones that I always see that everybody's like, if you want a nice, rich like pigment color, you need like Prismacolor colored pencils.
And I'm not spending money on Prismacolor pencils either. So I give up on those. But I think your brother's going to use them. Your brother has, I don't know, he just got a wild hair last week and decided that he wanted to start drawing things.
Oh yeah, he was drawing on the live stream on Sunday.
He said everybody is, when I asked him, he said, well, everybody else in the family is doing drawing artistic things, so I want to do something artistic too. I said, well, I can teach you how to knit or crochet. And I said, because I don't draw. And he says, yeah, but you color.
Exactly.
Like, well,
it's an
not
art.
the same.
It is. It's an art.
It's not the same. The only thing that I consider an art as far as coloring is those people who color, the colorists for comics and graphic novels. Mm-hmm. But
well, that's too bad because I consider what you do an art. So, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Here's the other one that I did.
Oh, that one's cute. Their joints being all separated like that makes them look like dolls.
Yeah, it does. It does. Oh yeah, you can see it's two different greens on the grass. I wasn't sure if the two different greens would show up. But yeah, this picture turned out nicer than I thought. This is another one of those pictures where when I saw it, because there's 4 or 5, well, not 4 or 5, maybe 2 or 3 of this style of picture in the book. Mm-hmm. And when I first looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, this is not going to look like much of anything once I color it, so I'm not going to bother. But now that I colored it, it turned out okay.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it.
It turned out okay. So that's all the coloring that I have done.
I have like 3 things to show and some stuff to complain about. First of all, while I'm getting my things pulled up and while you're switching, I feel like the pattern writers and we need to be clear on what no-sew means. I'm going to show this bandana while I'm talking. We need to be clear on what no-sew means, because if you make a pattern, this is the bandana. It's super cute. I like this. This yarn is very like baby colors, pastel, but I like it. And I paired it with this olive green that I have literally so much of. It matches my shirt. I think it looks cute. If you're writing a pattern and you make it no-sew, I should not have to sew a head to a body. I should not have to sew on arms and legs. At minimal, I should have to like maybe embroider some pieces on the face, but I should not be
or sew up the part where you stuffed it.
Exactly. I should not be sewing on a muzzle. I should not be no sew means that if I do not sew anything on it, it is an assembled piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could have like a faceless dog or something, but you should still be able to recognize it as a dog. Like no sew. If I have to sew pieces on, then the word you're looking for, sweetheart, I am talking directly to you. The word you are looking for is low sew. Not no sew. Low sew.
Yes, we should make that a thing. Low sew.
It is. People say it all the time. I see it in patterns all the time.
Do they?
Yes, because I look for no sew and low sew patterns. Because some low sew patterns I don't mind dealing with, but like some patterns are like, this is no sew. And then, oh, just attach this to no. How am I supposed to attach it, sweetheart? No. Anyway, so I did the bandana. And then I've got these next.
You say sweetheart.
Because it's not something that I say. And so it's hilarious. Sweetie, baby girl, love so. Okay. So I went to Joann's and got these little terracotta pots. This is ASMR for you. And made little plants.
Oh, cute.
Isn't it so cute? I don't know if I like better. So here's the other one.
Oh, that's really cute.
I don't know if I like better though, because this one because I was making up, I watched several videos, but it wasn't super fond of any of the patterns of the making the plant, so I just combined two. And so basically I make the vines and then make a ball using a magic circle. But before I close up my magic circle, I pull the vines through and then tighten it around.
Are you turning into one of those gals who makes up things when there's a perfectly good pattern out there?
Well, first of all, there wasn't a perfectly good pattern because I looked at all the other patterns and none of them looked the way that I want and work the way that I want. And so I did make some stuff up. But this is basically straight up one of the...
That smacks of, I don't do my granny squares that way.
Okay, but I'm not complaining. The pattern works fine. It's just not what I want. I want to be different. Anyway, this is basically straight up the pattern that I saw, but it was a YouTube pattern and I hate following YouTube tutorials. So I watched the video and then in a separate occasion when I was not sitting in front of the video, I sat and just from memory kind of crocheted this. From memory. It's super easy. From memory.
We do not allow that.
I did it from mems and it was super easy. I don't know how I feel about
Whose child are you?
Ma'am, I'm trying to show myself and you keep cutting me off saying that I'm trying to be one of these newfangled girlies that doesn't want to use patterns, that just wants to do freeform crochet. Chill out. One, I don't know which of these leaf patterns I like better. They take about the same amount of time, but this one looks a bit more like a string of pearls kind of vibe. But for me to get it to be like bulky, it takes a little bit longer just because the little pearls are so small. And then this one took a little bit longer. I'm just not sure how I like the leaves. Like they look kind of cute, but they're also like, I don't know. What do you think? Which one? I also don't know about alternating colors. I think I might just stick with one color. Or I have an ombre, like a green ombre red heart thing or whatever that I might try to use to see if I like that better.
Yeah, try the ombre. I think the single color looks more plant-like.
Okay.
Honestly, now that I'm looking at, I'm embiggened you on my screen so I can see you better. I think the single color one looks more plant-like overall.
Okay. Yeah, it'll give me something to do with all that olive green.
That looks like the other one. The other one is cute, but that honestly, that looks like it would be cuter as a rope around your neck.
That's what the pattern was that I was following. I was trying to find something that was more like leaf-like. And so it's a pattern that's meant to make like a headband or a necklace. Like that look like vines or whatever. But I wanted to try it to see because the leaves work up very quickly. And so I wanted to see if I just did a bunch of those, if it would look okay. And so I didn't know if it was like, I don't know, this, I'm not super happy. I like this one. It took frustratingly long for how little it is. This one worked up fairly quickly. It worked up about the same amount of time, but I'm not sure if I'm happy with the leaves. I'm not sure if I'm happy with the color change. I'm not sure if like this is too much for this tiny little pot. I also am not sure about so when I did the dirt, I was like guesstimating because I saw the pattern. She was like, and then you make a ball and you put the thing, but I didn't follow hers exactly. I was like, I know how to crochet a ball. I'll figure it out. So because I also like
trying to go off on your own, like stuff.
Well, she was making a pot for hers, and I was like, no, I want real terracotta pots. I feel like that would look cuter. And so I was like, I'm gonna have to figure out how to make this the size that I want to fit in the pot. And so I don't know if I like it better with the dirt like mounded up over the top a little bit, or with the dirt like flat underneath and it's like sunken in a little bit. Which do you think looks better?
I think the sunken in a little bit looks a little bit better.
You think this one looks a little okay? So I'll do this for the dirt pattern, but I'll stick to the little string of pearls thing. Leaves for the thing. Okay, thank you. Because I was really trying to figure that out because I didn't know if it was just me. Because I also finished the bigger one. I finished that one like way late last night and was kind of over everything. And I was having I've been having a bad day for the last like 2 days, and I'm just like tired and just over everything. So that is my second thing. My third thing is not finished. I still have one more piece that I've got to make and so on. But I want to show it because it looks pretty good as it is. Remember how I said I was working on a dragon? I have discovered that like people who order things from Amazon and don't check the size, I will start crochet patterns and not check the size that it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna.
Oh my goodness!
It's huge. It is enormous.
Oh my goodness!
It's so big. And I don't even have the wings. So that's the last bit that I need to sew on. I need the wings on it. But it's so cute. I love the floppy ears. I had the hardest time getting the ears and the horn sewn on just because I was like, I need it to line up. And once you with the Bernat yarn sewing things on, it's a little hard to unsew them. So let me pin these in place. And I've got the legs and everything. This is a top-down view.
Oh my goodness!
I embroidered little claws on because I wasn't happy with how it looked without just the little stumpy legs. So I embroidered some little claws on there with the horn color. So, ta-da! Yeah, this is gonna be Ronald. This is gonna be one of my table showstopper items to pull people over, and then they'll buy a $15 frog. But yeah, I brought it to the BIPOC market this past Sunday, and it brought a lot of people came over to the table just to look at the dragon and pet the dragon.
Yeah, it's a perfect size for petting and cuddling.
Yes, thank you, Ronald hubby. It's huge. I could carry it around. This is how I carried it around because one of my friends at the BIPOC market, she wanted to see it, but she didn't get a chance to come to my table. So I walked it over to her table like this, just on my shoulder. It's enormous. This is let me see if I can pull up the pattern because this is, almost pulled my freaking headphones out of my laptop and pulled my laptop to the ground. It would have been a disaster.
It would have been a disaster.
So this is I'm sure it's also on Ravelry, but I bought it on Etsy. Let me see if I can pull it up on Ravelry. It's called the Winnie Dragon Pattern. Let me see. Nope. Is there an H in there? Or is it just not on? Okay, so I don't think it's on Ravelry. I'm going to pull it up on Etsy. If I'm not mistaken, the pattern wasn't super bad.
Super bad as in price, you mean?
Yeah. Witty dragon crochet pattern.
While you're looking that up, your father's, when I got these rings and I had left them downstairs. I said, "Can you bring me that package from downstairs?" And he brought it up, and then he looked at it and he was like, "I'm glad I almost ordered you some of those from Temu for Mother's Day. I'm glad I didn't order them. And now that I'm having trouble with them, I'm glad he didn't order them too, because if
you wouldn't have been able to use them.
I'm already feeling guilty enough that they're not working for me. But if he had ordered them and had just ordered like one, and it was, like the Norwegian one, and it didn't work, then I would be struggling to try to find. He's bought me things that go for yarn in the past. Like he bought me these super huge knitting needles, like size 35 knitting needles for knitting the super gigantic yarn.
Yeah.
Or like you hold 4 strands of yarn at once. I don't make things that big. I don't hold yarn together. And yet I'm at least every 2-3 months, I'm looking for some reason. And he bought me those like 2-3 years ago. And I'm looking for something that I can do to use those needles so that he can see that I appreciate his gift. Because that's how I am. When somebody gives me something, I feel like I have to, use it in the eyesight. Kind of like those people who are like, "Oh, mother-in-law's coming over. Put out that base she got us for Christmas."
Yeah.
I'm like that. I feel like I have to show you that I appreciate your gift.
I do the same thing when I buy stuff from people at market. Like if I am at a market and I buy something from one of my friends, then I feel like I need to have that item next time we are vending together. Like I bought that cotton dress that I have, the black with the leaves at the bottom. Anytime that I know that I'm going to be at a market with Savannah, I'm like, is there a way that I can work the cotton dress into my outfit today? Or like the ring that I just showed you earlier. I'm like, is my friend going to be at this market? Am I putting on this ring today? Because I like the ring. I just don't want to wear it every day. And so I'm like, am I wearing this ring today? But it does kind of look like Falcor. But I feel like I am justified in thinking that it might be a little bit smaller because this picture is a little misleading. It looks a little smaller. Not misleading on purpose. They have to angle it. They're trying to angle it in a cute way to show the dragon, which they did. Just that doesn't look as large as the dragon that I have right now. There's this tail bit here. Where is my mouse? Mouse? Show up? Oh, anyway. There's that extra 3 pointed tail bit. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add that bit. I kind of like my tail without it, so I'm probably not gonna do it. I'm just gonna add the wings.
Yeah, it looks good the way it is.
Yeah, that's what it looks like with the wings. So I just need to add the wings on. I also think I might get a maybe bigger faux fur yarn for the stripe across the back if I make another one.
That would be fun.
Because theirs looks nice and big and fluffy. Mine looks cute, but it's not I feel like it doesn't look quite as fluffy as the one that they have in the picture. Because I used this is what is this yarn? Bernat Velvet Plus is the yarn that I used for the thing, and I just did some single crochets and double crochets down the back, and so it's not quite as it's still definitely soft, but it's not quite as plush. But that's the pattern. It wasn't too bad. It was, where's the price on here? It was $6. So it wasn't too bad. And they have this person has a lot of fun amigurumi stuff, if I'm remembering correctly. They've got several dragon patterns. This is the one that I really wanted, so I got that one. But they've got several.
Yeah, I've got a bag of fiberfill staring at me from right across the room, telling me I really should make something to stuff that into.
Oh, I had to go buy another bag of fiberfill after I finished the dragon because it used up literally so much. I was just, for some reason, not anticipating it using up that much. And the next one that I get is probably going to be...
You remember when I bought that bag of fiberfill? That's enough fiberfill to make one little tiny, ball.
Oh, yeah, because that's the one that was vacuum sealed or whatever. You opened it up and it expanded a little. Yeah, because you did that one on camera.
Yeah.
I kind of like this koi fish. I might, but that is going to involve color changes that I do not want to do. But yeah, so that is what I worked on. Ooh, there's 10 faces left in the crossword.
Is there any market news, or is there?
Let's see. Oh, I see I put a thing on here that I didn't discuss before. People at market, it drives me crazy. So one, back at the market that I did 2 weeks ago, the Herb Fest market where I was just face painting, and then they found another face painter for the next day or whatever. There were these two little hellions that were running around. I think they were some vendor's children, and so they were like I guess helping their adult, and then they were like running around, and they decided to play this game of, I'm going to throw this coin at the ground and see how far it skitters, and you go chase after it, and then you throw this coin on the ground and see how far it skitters, and I'll chase after it. And I'm like the ground is concrete, so I'm not worried about the ground or anything. The coin was not bouncing that high. I wasn't worried about that. It was just so obnoxious. Every couple seconds, and they were doing it right in front of my table. It was so annoying.
Oh, no.
I'm like, come get your children, because that is not a game, or at least if it's going to be a game, that's not a game that you play indoors where there are people, because they absolutely could have hit someone. But there was that, and then also just a lot of, I think just because so many people know how to crochet, and crocheting is becoming popular now. Everybody's picking up crochet because it's the hip young thing that the girlies are doing right now. It will never not bother me when people come up to my table and they're like, oh, Susanna could crochet you that. Let's take a picture and show her this so Susanna can crochet you this. Or like, oh, no, we're not going to buy anything here. Your grandma Jolene knows how to crochet, so we'll just tell her and she'll make you one. Like, first of all, don't do that at my table. I'm trying to have business. Second of all, that is undervaluing the time of Susanna. Like, do you know how long these things take to make, and you're just going to make her make you one for free? Like, you're just like, oh yeah, she'll do it. It'll be fine. Like, because you clearly don't want to pay any money for this, so you're not going to pay cousin Susanna.
Yeah. When your father and I first got married, that was one of the things that I used to get on him about. And he has, he's worked in customer service since then, and he understands now. But because we would go in a store and he would like loudly, it's not the same thing, but related. He would like loudly proclaim, oh my God, this thing is too expensive. I can't believe they're charging this much, blah, blah, blah. And I may be thinking the same thing, but I'll say it after I get in the car.
Mm-hmm.
It embarrasses me to say it in front of phallus guard. Oh my God. It embarrasses me. Well, of course, Ronald, you came in late and you still beat me. I made a good showing, 71 points, but you still beat me on the crossword. But yeah, it's One Trick Phony was funny. It would embarrass me when he would, and your Aunt Terry used to do something similar too. And I got on her too. Her and your father are similar in a lot of ways, strangely. But she used to do that too. She would do the thing of, I think I can make one of these when I get home. And it's like, well, yeah, if you can make it, say it when we get out in the car.
Yeah. Just say, oh, so cute. Take your little picture and then get in the car and say it. Don't say it directly in the place.
Yeah, let's not say it in the store.
Yeah.
But she has kind of, I think because we've all gotten older and we realize how much time, because this was back when we were all in our 20s when these kind of things would happen. She, I think we've all gotten older and realized how much time it takes to do these things. Because even though I wouldn't say, oh my gosh, I could make that myself or blah, 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 I used to do a thing of, you know how cheap I am. You know how hard it is for me to spend money. But even I have, and I know it's a running joke here on the stream, but I've really, I've loosened up. I've loosened up somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
I spent $5 on a game the other day. I know.
Not crazy. My mama.
I know, crazy. But it's called Pomo Farm, and it's not really much of anything, but it's, have you heard of Pomodoro method?
Yes.
Okay. So basically it works on that where like, it's like a little farming thing, but for 25 minutes, I'm not allowed to do anything on the farm. So I need to focus on my work, and then it'll ring me a bell saying, okay, it's break time. And so when it rings the bell, I get up, I walk around, I stretch, because I'm also trying to stretch more too. Ooh, bingo wings. Woo! But I'm trying to stretch more and not sit here for long periods. So the bell rings, I get up, I stretch, I come back, I harvest my little vegetables on my little fake farm, and then I sell them and then plant some more. And then the bell rings again, and in 25 minutes, I do more work.
I've tried the Pomodoro method a few times, and it just does not work for me because I've been using it for I was trying to use it for crochet stuff, but once I'm in a groove of something, I want to just finish doing what I'm doing, even if it's not something that I want to be doing. And then once I stop, I want to stay stopped. It is so hard to get me back into the motion of the thing that that I'm supposed to be doing. And so
that's a thing that I have a problem with, but the issue is for me is that I will push through, especially when I'm working. If I'm working, I want to keep working so that when I am done, I'm done. I want to go sit when I eat my food. I want to go sit in a comfortable space. I don't want to sit at my desk and eat my food. I do, but I would prefer, especially right now, I had a banana and a yogurt. I don't mind eating that at my desk. That's nothing special. But there are these dumplings that stay sold out at Walmart. So when they get the dumplings in, and I'm going to sit and eat the dumplings, I don't want to sit at my desk and eat the dumplings. I want to sit in a comfortable space, and I don't want to just drink water. I want to get a Fresca or a beverage that I don't drink all the time that's special, and sit and enjoy my dumplings. So I make myself work until I'm done, so then I can stop and go eat my dumplings. But part of the problem is that I end up sitting here too long, and then my stomach hurts because I haven't eaten anything, and my behind hurts because this chair has a time limit.
Yeah.
This chair has a time limit, and I got to get up out of it. When we get done with this, I'm at the end of the time limit when we're done with the stream, and I got to get up. So the Pomodoro method, I'm trying to make it work for me simply because I need to get up.
Yeah.
I need to move around, even if it's just to walk and go to the bathroom and go get some water or go get a cracker or something. I got to get up every 30 minutes.
I feel you. Speaking of which, it feels like we're shifting into life updates. I don't have very many market updates before we shift. I've got market today. I had First Friday this past Friday, and it went very well. They paid me my normal rate on my check, and then I also a bunch of parents tipped me. There were two parents that tipped me $20 bills, and I was like, what? But a bunch of parents tipped me, and one of the parents hired me for their daughter's birthday party again. So they have already paid their deposit for that and everything. So they hired me for her birthday party again. It's in my calendar. And then the BIPOC market was on Sunday. It went pretty well. I made probably the most sales that I've made at a BIPOC market this past Sunday. So that was good. It went well. And then I did not have a market on Saturday because it was very rainy. I was supposed to be going out to Faye Nectar, but it was like they were calling for thunderstorms like all weekend. And I was like, and I wasn't going to have help because it was going to be a smaller Faye Nectar market. So I was like, I am not going to try to set up in the rain by myself. I'm just going to skip it. And I emailed them and they're like, you're good. Go work on some plushies. So that was my market weekend. But circling back to life updates, because you were just talking about like getting up and moving around and stuff. I have been playing the VR. I've been using the VR and playing some like Beat Saber for exercise, and it's been pretty fun. It reminds me of back when I had Just Dance. I still have Just Dance. I just don't have a good place to set up my Wii. But I feel like the VR I can kind of move and like I've got more space to kind of do that. To do VR stuff. Plus, there's just more relevant songs right now on the VR. I bought I have Smells Like Teen Spirit, and then I bought the Fall Out Boy pack, and then I bought one Panic at the Disco song. So those are the extra songs that I have right now. Before the next time that I go over to see you guys, I want to try to get the hip hop pack because I want to see if Daddy wants to try. And I know that he'll probably try with the classic hip hop pack. I don't think he'll want to do any of the other songs, but I want to try to get it and try it out. Yeah, all right, we're playing today. We're playing, but it'll be later after my market today. Oh, and there goes the Instagram people.
We really need to remember to say goodbye to the Instagram people.
I don't know when it doesn't give me like a countdown on their timer. And for a while, it was just going like past the hour. Yeah,
that's true. Well, can you comment on the thing on the Instagram, say bye to them or?
Nah, it looks like it just closes. Like it just stops. We'll figure something out. I'll remember something eventually.
Yep.
But yeah, I've been getting some exercise with the Beat Saber.
Did you remove it so I can get that big old notice off my screen?
Yeah, you can just click outside the notice and it'll go away.
Okay.
But it's been fun. I've been getting exercise. I've been like literally every time that I go in and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna exercise. One, I have the MetaQuest has MetaFit, which is just like it'll track your like fitness and how much you're doing on the MetaQuest. And so I set it. I did have it looking up. I have it looking down now, but I look down and it'll tell me how many calories I burned and then how many hours, or not how many hours, how many minutes I've been doing, and it shows the little rings like it does on the like watches or whatever, where like you're trying to fill up the rings. And I've only had, out of the last week, I've only had one day I think that I've not completed it. And every day that I've been like playing, and I've just been playing Beat Saber. I just downloaded another like fitness game to see if I can get some more like leg work because my shoulder's starting to hurt from all the Beat Sabering. So I downloaded another fitness game to see if I can get some more leg work in. But every day that I've like been exercising with it, I'll go to take off my headset and it's just drenched in sweat, like just pouring sweat down my face. Yes, it is just like covered in sweat on my face just from moving around. Yeah, even if I don't buy the whole hip hop pack, I'll probably buy gin and juice. Because the individual songs are only like $2, I think, and you got them. I've been looking at tutorials on how to mod Beat Saber so that you can play like custom songs. But once you mod it, then you can't play online with other people. And Ari and I play like once a week, so yeah. I don't want to mod it just to have to unmod it. I may mod it at some point just so I can like play some fun extra songs. Because all of the modded songs are free. So I can play some like fun extra songs and then like unmod it. Be very wary of that. Ooh. What? Do you know things that I do not know, Ronald? It breaks the terms of use. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I want to throw in a shower thought right quick that has been lingering on the list.
Sure.
How many packs of noodles do you think you eat a year?
A year? Are we okay? So I know we're including the ones that are just like the plastic wrap. Are we including the ones that are like yakisoba, like the bowls?
Yeah.
Are we those as well?
Yeah, anything that you would qualify as instant noodles, like Top Ramen, Maruchan, Cupo noodles.
Let's see. If I am estimating high, 200.
Yeah, I was reading an article about. I think it was an article about bulldog noodles, and it said that the average American eats 15 packs of noodles a year.
A year?
That's like one and a half, maybe 2 packs of noodles a month.
Wild. So they're looking at the average wealthy American. The average wealthy American that can afford to go to 5-star restaurants.
Clearly, because that's as Gaston Almonte says, that's wild work. 15 a year. Yes, Rob, 15 a year. That's why I wrote it down, because 15 a year.
Exactly. No, sir, no, ma'am. That is incorrect. That is just factually incorrect. That is lying. That is lying. I just say lie. The average American.
If I'm being conservative, I eat 8 packs of noodles a month. That's saying 2 times a week. So that's 8 packs of noodles a month. Mm-hmm. And there are some weeks where I am on a noodle craze, and I do way more noodles than that.
Yeah, I was estimating kind of high, like 4 packs a week.
I would think old people would eat more noodles because, for instance, right now I'm having an issue with my mouth, not my teeth. You know, like when I had a broken tooth or whatever, but like my mouth itself is sore. I thought at first it was, I ate something that had a lot of citric acid, and I thought it had made the lining of my mouth sore, but it's still here, and that was over a week ago. So I don't know what this is, but anyway, all I want to eat now is soft food. Because again, it's not like my teeth, because I've been going to the dentist and taking care of things. It's like the roof of my mouth and the lining of my cheek and everything. Yeah. I just want to eat soft stuff. And I'm only 57. I can imagine when I am, 67, 77, noodles will be my life. 2 minutes it takes to make me a cup of noodles. The chicken noodle soup ones that I like, that are $1.25, they're cheap and they take 2 minutes to make.
Exactly.
Noodles will be my life.
Who are they counting in the average American? Because clearly they're not counting college students. They're not counting like poor families. They're not counting the 30-year-olds like me who are barely affording an apartment right now. Like who are they? Because that is a good chunk of the population. Who are they counting?
Seriously.
Wild.
That's what I say.
Outrageous.
But I just had to mention that because I knew it wasn't just only me that's eating packs.
Next time the census person comes to my door, I'm gonna be like, yes, I've been living here for this amount of time. We've got this many people living in the house. Also, I eat 4 packs of noodles a week. Just so you're aware. Because clearly something is being misled. I know you don't have a space for it on your paper. Write it in, please. And ask our neighbors as well. Actually, don't ask our neighbors. Our neighbors are rich.
Also, I have a question for the room. Okay. Anyone who is watching The Circle, are you caught up?
It's not my
I
show.
need to know.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Ari. Lower class.
Why? What did you say?
I say poor people. The poorest.
Lower class is ruder than poor people.
We are the poorest. Ari said no, he's not caught up. Ari said give him a week. He'll catch up by next week.
Well, I think I can say this. I don't think this is a spoiler at all. But the Caress, who is playing her brother Paul on The Circle, right? And she has said more than once, my brother Paul is a rapper, and he's kind of see, the people that I follow, Ronald, the people that I follow like Brandon, and I don't know, it's like, I'm not follow, let me rephrase that. There is this video cast on YouTube called Our Mom and Dad that I have been listening to just because they do a recap of The Circle. And, you know, as a person who's a fan of Gogglebox, I like to listen to people react to stuff. Oh, Jordan, the other gay guy, now he annoys me. He is mean and he is rude. He is very rude. I do not like him at all. But Brandon is just kind of, I mean, he's nice enough that I feel like he could have came in as himself and people still would have liked him. But Jordan is just rude. Just rude. And he got a little bit of his comeuppance, but I'm not going to say anything. I like QT. But Caress, what I wanted to say, the only reason I brought this up, Caress, who plays Paul, okay? She's like, well, yeah, I'm playing my brother Paul. He's a rapper. He's got like 300,000 followers online. He's kind of popular. And I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, he's, you're his sister. So of course you think he's popular. You know, he's probably not that popular. I figured out what his last name was because of Our Mom and Dad. They mentioned him. I went on TikTok and looked him up. The little clip of a song that they played when they did her intro, I thought they played it just because, okay, we're playing popular music, you know, as background music for the show. No, that's his song.
Ooh. So he's popular.
So he is a little bit of a big deal. They didn't mention exactly who he is. They just played a snippet of his song, but then they didn't say nothing else. That was his song.
Ooh.
His song, and I don't know how if you are on TikTok at all, Ronald, but Maya, you know that song, Lil Boo Thing?
Do I know that one? Because you know I've been on and off lately. Do I know that one?
Lil Boo Thing.
Looking it up.
I can't sing it because I'm not good at singing, but
I'm about to look it up for you. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Hang on.
Yes, that's him.
Oh,
that's him.
Oh,
so she's playing somebody popular. But the thing is, everybody knows that song, but I don't think people really realize what he looks like.
Yeah,
because I love that song. I've got that on my playlists on Spotify. I didn't know what he looked like. And I went to his TikTok. And so I spent a good 15, 20 minutes on his TikTok last night. And he's got some other bangers too. Lil Boo Thing is like the popular one, but he's starting to drop some other stuff that is very catchy. So I'm about to look him up on Spotify and add him into my algorithm because but I just thought it was funny. I was waiting to mention that today because I know y'all watch, some of our ride or dies here in the chat watch The Circle. So I thought I had to mention that because they didn't make it obvious they played like exact, not even 30 seconds. They played like 10 seconds, less than you get on Bandle of his song when they were showing his little picture at the very beginning, and they only did it that once. Yeah, I know. I'll be watching. I probably won't end up. I'm going to try to watch the finale tonight. Caught what? What did I say? What did I say?
Well, now I'm wondering. Ooh.
I don't know what I said, but I'll stop talking about the circle just in case I give away something. I don't even remember what I just said, but I'll leave it. So you've heard Lil Boo thing, right, Ari?
She my little boo thing. Yeah, I can't sing it now either. I know exactly the song you're talking about.
Oh. I wasn't even referencing that, Ronald. I was just mentioning that you guys hang with us. That's all I was doing. That's all I was doing. But I'm not going to say anything else just in case I ruin it for Ari, because I don't know how far along he is. So I'm just going to leave it alone. But Paul Russell Music on TikTok. He's got, if you're a TikTok person, go to his TikTok. He's got some other songs that are kind of catchy too, that it looks like he's going to be dropping soon. So that's all I mentioned about that. I put this on the list a few weeks ago because I'm going to let you sit here and crochet unless you got something else to talk about.
Nope. Ooh. Nope.
Oh yeah, Paul Russell. I didn't realize that Bruno Mars did something featuring Paul Russell. I did not know that, Ari. I'll have to look it up. But I know that he's supposed to be touring with Meghan Trainor this fall. So yeah, he's out there. He's in like an Apple commercial or an Android commercial. He's a Samsung commercial. He's in a commercial for one of the techie things.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, once you know what he looks like, you really recognize him in the commercial. It's not like, and you miss it. The camera stays on him for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And he did the Macy's Day Parade at Thanksgiving, and the Macy's, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's out there. It's just that I don't watch regular TV, so I wouldn't have seen any of the stuff that he did. But people who do watch regular TV, he's out there. So that's all I was saying about that. Okay. You got anything else that you need to talk about, Maya?
Not that I can think of. I don't have much going on. I'm just tired. I'm trying to figure out what to do with these markets because I am going to have at least 2 markets a week, and then once a month I'm going to have like 3 or 4 markets in 1 week, because I'll, like, depending on how First Friday and BIPOC market line up, then there will be multiple weeks where I have I'll have Wednesday market, First Friday, Saturday market, BIPOC market. And sometimes the BIPOC market and the First Friday are like off a week, but they'll still be like pretty close to each other. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do. I'm tired. I'm gonna try to make so many more stuffies, but I'm like my brain is out of stuffed animal zone.
I feel you. I
Because
feel you.
I fully went and made these plants, even though I definitely don't need to be making these plants. I really just need to be making stuffed animals because I think I only have like 3 left in the car, so I need to make some other ones. But
600-day
oh
streak.
my goodness,
Oh
my duo
my
is still
Lord.
angry at me when I open my phone. Oh my goodness,
Oh, I
yeah,
ended up taking Duolingo off.
my duo is
Oh
asleep.
my goodness. I ended up taking Duolingo off because I didn't have any room. But also I'm gonna have to start. I know y'all keep telling me get a new phone, get a new phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we discussed this last time, but Apple just decreed last month that my phone is obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I went to I applied for a payment plan for because I have more dental work coming up. So I applied for a payment plan thing, and they have an app, right? You know, I got the payment plan thing, so yay
Hey,
me, I can get more dental work. But they have an app, so because I'm waiting for the card to come in, and I printed the temporary card, but I was like, let me see if I can get the app on my phone, you know, and there's a temporary card on the app. The app won't work on my phone because I have to have iOS 16 or greater, and my phone will only go to iOS 15.2.
so you need a new phone.
Which my phone is cheating, I think, because I looked up on the Apple site and my phone is only supposed to update to iOS 13 or some crap.
Ooh.
But it kept updating, so I kept accepting the updates. So now it's at 15.2, 15.2.3 to be exact, but it won't update any further than that. And I've only hit, this is only like the second or third thing that I've hit where it says I I don't have the proper iOS.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook Messenger, which we use a lot, wants to update, but it still works. It's just it keeps throwing me a message every third or fourth time I use it saying, the most recent one requires iOS 16, but we'll let you use this old one.
You've got to upgrade your phone.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. The world is moving past you.
But the phone works fine.
Except
It's
it
not
doesn't.
like
No.
it's not like my iOS. No, my iOS 4. I held on to my iPhone 4 until it was actively crashing repeatedly.
Okay, but why do you want to get to that point?
This is not crashing. There's just a couple things that I can't update,
Which means it's not working fine.
And it gets hot. But other than
Which means
that,
it's not working fine.
It works fine.
No, you can't say, if you have to say and other than that it works fine, that means it's not working fine.
It's
not working fine.
But I also don't want to spend, this is, although I've got media consumption down there, this is sort of life update, but life just feels like it's lifing right now. Mm-hmm. Whereas for most people, this would not feel like a lot of stuff. But for me, when there's something that needs to be done, I think about that like something that needs to be done where I have to leave the house. I think about that thing until that thing is passed. So it stays on my mind. So it feels like it's occupying space in my brain and slightly stressing me out the whole time.
That's how I feel like emails.
I've got 3 things this month that I have to do that involve me leaving the house that is stressing me out a little bit. Because I have to go to the dentist next Tuesday, which that was not so bad because I've been to that dentist before. And so I know the routine of going to the office and things like that. So that's not so bad. But I'm having a crown done, which means they have to like take the mold, and then it takes like 2 hours or whatever for it to set and then come back, which most people leave and go do stuff and come back. But I don't have a car, so I'm just going to be sitting there in the lobby. But also, that means I'm not going to be eating because I don't want to eat before I go in there and have food in my teeth. And then I'm going to be sitting there for several hours. So I'm not going to eat while I'm waiting and then go back in for them to work on my mouth and have food in my teeth. So my stomach's going to hurt I don't know how I'm going to avoid all of this.
Bring a snack and a toothbrush in a Ziploc baggie. You can just go to the bathroom and brush your teeth real quick.
But I haven't seen a public restroom in that dentist office, so I don't know what to do.
People have to pee while they're at the dentist office. Just ask them where the restroom is.
Just ask them where the restroom is. This is how extroverts talk. Introverts have to psych themselves up for these things.
Where's your restroom?
I had to call about the payment plan thing. And it took me 3 days to psych myself up for that. And then when I called, it was there. I didn't realize that they only worked every other Friday. So then they weren't there. So then I had to wait all weekend till Monday to make myself go call. You don't understand what it is for introverts to have to do this kind of thing.
Except I do. I don't like doing just other stuff. Like answering emails, sorting out my schedule for doing business stuff. Answering emails stresses me out so much for no reason. Honestly, it's people saying, hey, can you do this party? And I'm like, oh no, now I have to sort out details for this party. And I just don't want to. And then you're going to be like, well, can you? And I'm like, no, I can't. And I don't want to do any of that. But asking someone where a potty is, that's not bad.
See, we're different. See, if it's something where I can figure out something and not have to talk to another person to do it, then I'm fine. Like your father asked me to find the information on how to get your Aunt Connie a new copy of her birth certificate because her birth certificate is in tatters to the point where when we go on vacation and she has to show her birth certificate, she carries it in a Ziploc bag because you can't touch the paper because it's falling apart.
I carry mine in a Ziploc bag, but that's just so I don't get it ruined.
So yeah, hers is like visibly with holes in it and stuff. I think if you open that Ziploc bag, the air would hit it and it would just disintegrate into dust. So your father's like, well, we need to get her a new birth certificate. Is there a way to do it online? See, I didn't have to talk to anybody to do that. I found out all the information, told him what he needed to do, and then he's going to get on the phone with Aunt Connie to call the place and get the
information.
If I had to get on the phone with Aunt Connie and walk her through this, then I'd be stressed. But getting the information for him to do it is fine. See, speaking of which, so I've got the dentist next week. Then on the 20th, your father has decreed that we are all going to get passports before this next cruise.
Okay.
I'm sure he hasn't said anything to you or Sydney because y'all are grown-ass adults in your own households. He's just decreed this for the people who still live in his house. So we are all going to get passports. So we've made an appointment to go 35 minutes away because all the post offices and passport offices near us, like in Gastonia and whatever, are booked up until July.
Ooh.
I wouldn't think people in this little podunk town need to get passports, but apparently everybody needs to get passports because they are booked up. So we are going to a little town 35 minutes away where, their schedule's so open, we could have went in today, but we just don't have all the stuff. So I did all the applications online already. I got to make copies of the everybody's IDs, which is fine. But then I've got to do my hair because I can't wear a headscarf for my passport picture. Do my hair.
I need to do my hair.
put on proper clothes, and leave the house to go get this passport done. Okay. And then there's money involved in that, which stresses me out. So I don't have money to get a new phone because I'm paying $160 to get a passport. At least what?
Are you still on Boost Mobile?
I am on Boost Mobile, yes.
You should have a cheap upgrade available for as long as you've had that phone.
No, there's not a cheap upgrade. There is $150 upgrade. That's not cheap.
Really? Wayne and I, well, ours are Amazon, or Android.
Yeah, I'm an iPhone girly.
Okay, because yeah, we were able to upgrade. Both of us we each got matching phones, and we got these for $50 a piece.
Yeah, the Androids are cheap. If I wanted to upgrade to an Android, it would be cheap. But no, I'm an iPhone girly, so no cheap phone for me.
That's what you get for being bougie.
Whatever. And so that's a thing that I've got to do. And then on the 25th is your sister's housewarming, which there'll be people there. People
also,
that I don't
drive.
People that I don't know. The drive is not the problem. It's coming up with money to buy a housewarming gift, number one. And number two, because there's cheap stuff on the list, on the registry, but we are her parents. We can't just buy the cheapo stuff. You're her sister. You can buy her some trash bags and some Scrub Daddy dish sponges, which are also on their list, by the way. So
I was gonna get them. They have a cute ashtray on there for like $20. I was gonna get.
So, but we are her parents. We can't get the cheapo options. So it's like I gotta figure out what we can afford to get. But also there will be people there. Lots of people. She made it
also,
sound
there are gonna be children
and children. People and children.
That's what I'm wondering about. Because I was thinking about bringing the VR headset, and then we could play like Beat Saber in the living room with people. But
the only thing that I can think of is I'm going to try to bring some of my card games, and if I can just find a corner and hold court, because like at our own housewarming, I was kind of the holding court in the living room while everybody mingled and did all that stuff out at the barbecue. So I feel like maybe I can do the same thing at the housewarming and just like teach people how to play games or whatever, so I can kind of stay in a corner, which is what I do at most people's parties. So hopefully that will work.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, but either way, that's that. So those are three things that are on my mind, even though they're not happening this week. I'm going to stress about them till they're all passed. So once again, even though there are things that need to be done and what have you, sometimes I wish I could like time travel to June 1st when all of this was already done. Or if I could be like that person in that book that I told you about last week, My Two Lives, where she time
goes on autopilot.
Yeah, she time travels to the 1800s, but her body here in the present is grading papers and having job interviews. If I could do that, that would be great. Quit making fun of me, Ari. That would be great.
Why do you always assume people are making fun of you?
Because he is.
Okay.
I can see it. He is. But, so back to media consumption for our last 7 minutes. Have you watched anything on Tubi?
No.
And you haven't watched the trashy thing that I wanted you to watch?
let me set myself an alarm because I keep telling myself that I'm going to watch it, and then I sit down to crochet and forget that it exists. Like every time I sit down and I'm like, why can't I find anything to watch on YouTube? And I just sit down and fully forget that it exists.
Well, I was going through Tubi the other week. I think I was looking for something, or I also periodically what's the word? I go through my streaming services just to see if there's something that I'm missing, because I get in this rut of watching YouTube all the time. And then when I find myself stretching to find stuff on YouTube, I remind myself, you have all these other streaming services, go watch something else.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but also, you have all these other streaming services. Do we really need all these streaming services? Should I get rid of some of them? Let me go through to see if there's anything that I want to watch on these, or should I cancel them? I don't end up canceling anything. But I was looking at Tubi, and Tubi has added a lot of stuff that Tubi used to be just really third rate or really, really old stuff. But now they've got some pretty good stuff on there. But I also noticed in their classics thing that they had some movies and stuff that I remember growing up with. And one that really caught me was The Trouble with Angels. Have you ever seen The Trouble with Angels?
No.
And then there's a sequel, Where Angels Go, Trouble Follows. It's from the 1960s, and it's this girls' school. Okay. And in the first one, The Trouble with Angels, it's like, these are nuns with the capital N, with the habit, the full long habits, of skirts and all this other stuff. And the girls who are going to school at this school, I think it's a boarding school, but they're constantly playing pranks and getting in trouble and all this other stuff. It's set in like 1964, maybe 1966, somewhere around there, mid 60s. And basically that one and the sequel are in the sequel, they're taking the girls on a trip, and these are girls who are about 16, I guess.
Okay.
And so the whole thing is supposed to be the clash of like the older generation and the younger generation, and their new music and all this other stuff. But those movies used to be on TV like it felt like every other Saturday. I would turn the TV on and catch the middle of one of those movies. Because it seemed like when I was a kid, it used to be, it was like the stations had licenses for like maybe 10 movies, and they would just, those are the movies they put on Saturday, like Saturday afternoon after the cartoons were over, but before the evening shows came on, was when they usually show a movie, like 2:00, 3:00 in the afternoon. And it seemed like those were the movies that always got cycled through. I mean, I saw Wizard of Oz way too many times. Gone with the Wind, I've never watched fully, but I've seen clips of it way too many times. The Sound of Music seemed to be every Easter. But things like The Trouble with Angels, that was perfect Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon. Or Where the Boys Are, or a lot of these 60s shows. And you can find a lot of them on Tubi. There's commercials, but I don't mind commercials.
Yeah.
Also, what else am I watching? I tried last night while I was watching Ronald and Jesse and the crew.
You didn't send me a text message. I missed it.
I didn't send you a text message because I woke up after they had already been streaming for an hour.
Dang.
Because I fell asleep. It was like 6:30 or something, and I was just feeling like I cannot keep my head up one more second. And I laid down, and then I woke up, And I was like, I was gonna go do something else, and then it was like 8:45, and I was like, oh no. And then so I didn't text you because it's like, oh, they've already been streaming for an hour. It's too late to text you now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't try to jump in on any games, because it's like your father will be home soon, so I'll just watch. But also, I was playing stuff in the background. So I opened up Peacock because I was going to watch Traders with your father when he got home. So what can I watch while I'm waiting for your father? I don't want to start Traders without him. And then I happened to see that this week is the Eurovision Song Contest. And I had missed the first episode of it. Ari's calling you out. She can't subscribe and hit that bell because it's on Twitch.
And I think I follow them on Twitch, though. Do I still have the Twitch app on my phone? Is the question. I do. I thought I followed them on Twitch.
I follow them on Twitch, but I get an email. But the thing is, I don't have push notifications on my emails like some people do. So unless I open my email account, I'm not going to know there's an email. So a notification does me no good. Yeah, Ronald, you do not want to do a temperature blanket. Pick something else.
Don't do it.
If you want to do a blanket, there's so many other blankets you can do. A temperature blanket will torture you halfway through the year. Do not do it. Trying to keep up. Blankets are already tough to make yourself get through, but to add.
Do like a temperature snake. I've been seeing a lot of people do that. So it's like less rounds, or stitches. So you just do like a little bit. Do like a temperature snake.
What is he gonna do with a snake? Some people like to make practical items.
Are you telling me that my giant stuffed dragon isn't practical?
It's not. But I'm happy that you're able to sell them, but they're not practical.
It's practical for someone.
You would select a year from the past. Okay, that
makes sense if you're really itching to make a blanket. I am not a blanket person.
Some people need that structure. Like I've been attracted to crochet alongs. That's cute. I've been attracted to crochet alongs because I like the concept of like every week you give me one thing to make, and then next week you give me the next thing to make. Like do this stitch, this row on the do 2 rows on the blanket this week in this stitch, and then next week do 2 rows of the blanket in a different stitch, that kind of thing. I never finish a crochet along, but in my head it always feels like it would be manageable because you're only asking me to do like 2 rows a week, and then next week do a different 2 rows, or this week do 1 granny square, and then next week do a different granny square. That crochet along was the closest I got to sticking to one, because I ended up making like 7 squares, I think, before I gave up. But
if I'm sitting down to work on something, I want to be able to work on all of it. I want to have the option to work on all of it. So that if I decide that I like find a good show and want to finish it, I want to finish it. I don't want to I've made the first 2 squares of this blanket. Guess I gotta wait until next week. I
made this week's installment or whatever. Yeah, I think they appeal to me because
I'm trying to decide if 5 flowers is enough. I feel like it is. What do you think? I feel like 5 flowers looks like enough.
Yes, I think that's enough.
Okay.
Because you're not really going to see what's in the back, so that's
exactly
enough.
And I sell these for $10. So I think 5 flowers is probably enough.
Yeah, that's enough. Ooh, I am not feeling well.
Me either. And it's 12 o'clock anyway. Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Let me go switch to our
The only thing I wanted to say about Eurovision was that Eurovision is not for me. The ones in the concept of it appeals to me because it's a contest that's been going on for so many years, and I've watched clips from like the 50s and the 60s when they've done it, and that was fun. But if I could find a full video of the whole competition from say 1962 or something, I would watch that. But I've never been able to stick with the current Eurovisions because Eurovision now, it seems everything seems to be dance music.
Mm-hmm.
And none of the songs grab me because it's all just music to me. And so none of it, I listened to about 30 minutes, maybe an hour of it, and none of it was like, Eurovisions in the year past have come out with songs that made it into the mainstream, on American radio and stuff like that. But most of the songs that I've heard on Eurovision for the past 5 years are songs that only exist in the club.
Yeah, I've heard like some good ones come out, but yeah, most of them do sound kind of samey to me, and not a genre that I normally like. But there have been some good ones, so I do still try to like check out the song list and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got to take people to work.
I do.
So I guess we're wrapping this up. Which market do you have today?
It's the Weaverville Tailgate Wednesday market.
And you're doing that every other Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Yeah. Which is part of the reason that I am so tired.
Did you turn the music on and I don't hear it?
I did turn the music on. You don't hear it?
No. But I see that you clicked it. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I just had the volume turned down from when we were listening to our Jane Street jazzy stuff. All right. If you liked everything we were doing, press the like button. If you want to follow us and give us some support, press the subscribe button. If you want to know when we're doing stuff, smash the bell. If you need someone to talk to you while you're drinking your coffee on Wednesday morning, come hang out with us. We have been Coffee Klatsch. I was Artemis. That was Dani. We're tired today.
We'll see you on Friday at 10 a.m. for Coffee Klatsch playing around. And it should be Artemis's turn unless she wants me to take it over again. In which case, we will be doing more word games and puzzles.
We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll find something that we can play.
It'll be 10 a.m. Eastern on Friday. But thanks for hanging with us. Peace.
Goodbye.
Peace and chicken grease.